Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today I'm going to talk about flow. And I'm going to start with a little story about what happened to me at the weekend, which was really interesting. So on Saturday I had a completely empty day. So I didn't have anything planned in at all. And I was also on my own because my fiance was out working. So I had the whole day. He went out really early in the morning, about 7, half 7, something like that. And so I had literally a whole day ahead of me with nothing planned in. Now, that might not sound like anything particularly major to you, but to me, as a recovering control freak, to have nothing planned in, to have no purpose, in inverted commas, for the day, to not be in the mind to create anything, make anything, do anything, was quite huge, really. or it would have felt quite huge in the past. It didn't feel, it didn't feel so, it felt okay. Like, it really felt okay. I woke up in the morning when my fiance woke up, probably before he woke up actually, because I am generally quite an early rising person. But I didn't get up. I stayed in bed. And I actually stayed in bed reading because I was loving the book. I've finished the book I was reading. I'm on to the same author's next book now. I was really enjoying the book, and so I just stayed with it and I read. And I kept changing positions, and I think I had a drink of water next to me as well, so I drank a bit of water. And every so often I noticed that there was a voice in my head saying, "What are you doing? Get up. Don't be so lazy. You can't do this. You can't just lie here doing nothing. There's loads of things you could be doing." There was a lot of shoulding going on, but that voice felt pretty awful, really. Sort of that voice came from that place where there's a sense that we're not worth anything if we don't do anything, if we don't produce anything, if we don't make anything, if we don't be productive, I suppose. And that's where that voice came from. And it felt uncomfortable, that voice. It felt unkind. And I felt that when that voice came up, and I didn't feel it very much because I didn't give it enough attention. I was aware of that voice because that voice has been around a long time telling me that I should be doing something useful and productive. It was a very loud, shouty voice at one point in my life, and that's probably why I burnt out, because that voice was always telling me to be looking for the next feeling or the next better feeling by doing something. And that does feel a little bit emotional. Feel a bit emotional now, because that's a strong message out there, isn't it, in the world, that if we are not doing something, if we're not producing something, that we're not really worth anything at all. What an awful message that we're all being brought up with, and probably, our children are already learning that they're not worth anything unless they're doing something. But that's not true. It's really not true. I don't know why I'm so emotional about this, but it's good. I haven't got a tissue, so the t-shirt bottom is is serving to wipe my eyes. But my day just flowed when I allowed that voice to pass, when I was aware that it was there, that old habitual yickety yackety voice that's been there for many, many years, probably most of the 51 years, because I was always a good girl who got things done and was purposeful. But I just became very aware of it, just aware of it, there being there and passing by, and but realizing that voice wasn't the truth. It wasn't me. It wasn't fact. I didn't have to listen to it. And then I easily fell back into this place of flow. And from that place, my day just unfolded. And my day involved me staying in bed, reading till 11 o'clock in the morning, which is when my fiance came back and I told him, his face was just, he was stunned because, me kind of being okay with that is quite huge. And at one point, I'm fairly sure I nodded off and went back to sleep. I think that was maybe about 10 o'clock. But when I woke up at 11 and I'd had that little nap, I was ready to get up, and I got up and did the usual things. I think I'd brushed my teeth already, actually. Anyway, got ready, washed, showered, etc. And I decided at that point it was a beautiful day, sunny outside, and I decided to go for a walk. So I went for a walk then. And I set off on a walk, sort of deliberately, where there were various points on this walk where I could turn back, where I could loop round and go home, so that the walk could be in length from sort of a couple of miles to quite a long walk. And actually, I just kept walking, and I saw some lovely things. I've been on social media this morning, and on LinkedIn actually, and I've shared a video of some baby swans and baby geese, cygnets and goslings, as they are officially known. I saw lots of other things, saw some nice people, said hello to people, and I walked so far that I had to get the train back. So that was unexpected. Luckily, we're always prepared, aren't we, with our cards with us now, or our phones that pay for things. However, I had run out of data, so I had a little bit of a tricky experience in Aldi where I was trying to log onto their Wi-Fi and try. Anyway, it just all unfolded, and I ended up getting 2 trains back home again, and on the way picked up some things for tea, and had a lovely conversation with a lady on the second train, who actually had worked for the company where my fiance works. So that was really strange, like little small world experience thing. And that was really, but it just unfolded. And what I'm pointing to here, obviously, is my little story of my Saturday. But what happens when you just turn up and you just do what occurs in the moment is this flow state. Now, Saturday's flow state was exciting in the way that it created literally nothing. I mean, I got some nachos for tea and I made something so that my fiance had a meal when he came home. I didn't really make it. I kind of assembled it from things that I bought. There was no proper preparation, but he loved it, so that was good. But actually, it's Monday morning as I'm recording this, as I'm creating this session. And today, there's a space for this flow too. And I'm finding more and more that it's possible in our working day to be in this flow state, to be in this what's occurring next, and still get some things done, but without the rushing, without the overwhelm, without being on to the next thing in your head while you're still trying to do the thing that you're doing. And it's amazing what unfolds from that place. I feel like the more we're in that space, the more connected we are to something or something that we are, really, to who we really are, to our essence. And that's available all the time. And all it needs really is for us to not get so engaged with that annoying little chittery, chattery, naggy, inner critical voice that likes to yak away about what we should be doing and how we should be planning and how it should look like this. Now, you might love planning, and that's fine. It's nothing. This is not telling you what to do. I suppose it's pointing to let you know what's available. That life doesn't have to be planned to the nth degree. And if that's starting to feel like an uncomfortable, grasping thing for you, then this conversation could be helpful. Because that's what it felt like before I burnt out, that I had to control every moment of every day. And actually there, you are more than that. You're so much more than that, and there's so much more available when we step into this present moment and just take the next step, nudged gently by the universe into whatever direction comes up. So there's a lovely space. Maybe you dare have a day where you don't plan anything in. Give it a shot and see what happens. Have fun playing there, is what I'm saying. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.